Is it actually bad for Bitcoin that entities like Microstrategy are accumulating so much Bitcoin? Microstrategy is just one company and they hold 140,000 Bitcoins. Considering there is 19.4 million Bitcoins out there and estimations are that more than 4 million has already been lost forever, that would mean that we right now have about 15 million Bitcoin that is possible to be owned. That means MicroStrategy themselves owns about 0.9 of all Bitcoin available, and Saylor said he plans to accumulate more. What if other entities, corporations started doing similar, and just accumulated for themselves? How can this be good for Bitcoin and its overall decentralization if one day, let's say, a third of it is owned just by like dozens of entities? A lot of Bitcoin community actually supports Michael Saylor and seem kind of excited when they hear news that MicroStrategy bought another batch because it pumps price short term, I guess, but aren't long-term effects of this possibly quite bad? Imagine if MS got a hold of every single BTC and we all just abandoned it and left them to hold the bag forever, smiley face. 0.9 of all Bitcoin available. Not much in absolute numbers when you consider that BlackRock manages roughly 9 of the global GDP. Also, Bitcoin is for everyone. The limited supply acts against anyone wanting to hoard more and more. The more they buy, the more expensive it gets, and therefore the less amount of BTC they can buy as time passes. Satoshi was a fucking genius if you ask me. There is gonna be whales in every coin. Why would it be bad? You can't change the protocol by owning more if it. Unlike Ethereum, the amount of BTC they hold doesn't give them control over the network, so at least from a security perspective it's not that bad, I guess. No. This is the natural progression. Just because MicroStrategy holds more coin doesn't mean it's less decentralized. I can still send BTC to whomever I want. As long as they are accumulating, it's good for us. The real problem will start when they start dumping. Let's hope they don't do that all at once. Some thoughts. A Bitcoin is for everyone. The more successful BTC is, the more big players will join. It's the nature of the game. See, the good thing is, the decentralization of the network will not be influenced by MicroStrategy, but there are risks, of course. Mr. is highly leveraged. So if they fail, companies have failed before, that would trigger an earthquake, the price of BTC would plummet. Anyone can buy Bitcoin, it just so happens that companies, institutions can afford to buy more than average Joe. No, because they are paying money for them. Not getting them for nothing in a pre-mine or getting them with no work in an insta-mine. Distribution doesn't matter. Fair rules that apply to people, everyone, is what matters. Owning Bitcoin doesn't give you any special powers. It's not a proof of stake coin. Bitcoin doesn't care. If you think the most powerful owning 1/3 of Bitcoin is bad, let me tell you a story about dollars. You get in at the price you deserve. It's a free market, they can do whatever they want. Bitcoin will always just be Bitcoin. I mean, they can't really do anything to hurt Bitcoin. It's the cockroach of finance. It ain't a POS chain. No, it doesn't matter who holds the coins. The only thing they can affect is short-term price. This is how decentralization looks like, that anyone can choose to own as much or little of Bitcoin and use it as they please without needing permission from a central authority like a central bank or government. I don't mean to be rude, but it seems like you have a tenuous understanding of how markets work. If Bitcoin is going to thrive, it has to be able to deal with reality. You can't control who buys it or how much they buy. The free market is a beautiful thing. BTC is anti-gov central bank, not anti-rich. If the Bitcoin standard does happen, then yes, Saylor is going to be a gazillionaire. That doesn't impact the Bitcoin network's ability to function though. There could be fair concern over market manipulation from these big holders, but those should be pretty short-term effects at that point. BTC can be divided down to the sats, there's never going to be too few units to run on. Simple answer, no. Owning Bitcoin does give you control of the network. It's irrelevant. All that matters is minor decentralization. Not my concern. I want to accumulate as much as I can. Every Saturday counts. If Saylor one day decided to be an asshole like Elon and starts manipulating like Elon did with Doge, then obviously it's bad. But on the other hand, we do need big players in market for adoption. They aren't mining it, to my knowledge, so it's not that bad. They were already wealthy in USD, they are just converting it. It depends. Very nuanced. If they get 80 and BTC never really gets into people's lives, they have 80 of useless shit. Based on the number of times on this forum I've had to explain to people that token ownership is irrelevant in a non-proof of stake system, I'm going to say yes now, just because it's their fav coin and I'll play dumb and complain like they do. It is irrelevant. Bitcoin is a proof of work blockchain, so it doesn't matter. All they can do is influence the price more than others, but we all know that 1 BTC. It gives them too much power politically, which is bad. The trick is to reconfigure our society so wealth does not equal unchecked power. I see sound money as just one aspect of fixing society, not the only one. All things in capitalism trend towards the rich. We don't say it's bad that 10 of people own 90 of the wealth. It's the nature of the beast. If you're a communist, I bet you'd complain about it, as you'd be against all capitalist greed. But it's not inherently bad within the existing system. It's working as designed. And the design has worked for thousands of years. Kind of, but that's one of the downsides of a free market. Microstrategy's Bitcoin accumulation may pump prices in the short term, but long-term concerns about decentralization warrant a balanced approach to corporate adoption. It's only bad if they sell. Hopefully Michael Saylor is true to his word. No. It is a free market, man shrugging. Yes. Satoshi's wallet has 1 M Bitcoin, nearly 5 of total supply. Bitcoin is egalitarian, but that doesn't mean it gives everyone equal wealth. There will still be wealth distribution problems. There will still be the one and the ultra-rich. That's not a money problem. That's a societal problem. However, what becomes more likely now is that the rich donate all their wealth once they die if there is no wealth continuity plan in place. Is it actually bad for Bitcoin that entities like Microstrategy are accumulating so much Bitcoin? So bad that I wish I was Microstrategy, embarrassed smiley face. Centralization is never good. Especially when it's a nut like Saylor. Joke's on you, it's not Microstrategy you should worry about, it is I have 0.0001 enough I will own all of Bitcoin, smiley face. Imagine Microstrategy acquires so much that everyone just goes anyway, so Litecoin then? Lol. Buying an asset is fine, buying a fake paper ETF is not. They use ETFs to manipulate markets. With an ETF they can sell you 500 million BTC even though only 21 million will ever exist. At this point, BTC is going to be like anything else on the stock market. I certainly don't want to see a company like Microstrategy's profit off Bitcoin, but it is what it is. It's bad if you care about the decentralized nature of crypto, but if you're like the other 99 of people, it means that your crypto will increase in value, so it's a good thing. Microstrategy and other hodlers are pumping the value of Bitcoin while limiting its use. Eventually, speculators will lose interest and the value of Bitcoin will fall to match its negligible usefulness. Bitcoin is becoming the exact opposite of what the creator wanted. Haha, be like hold my vodka lol. If Bitcoin ever becomes a global currency, I do think this is bad. The world is unfair enough as it is. Entities like Microstrategy will end up selling for profits to fund other things down the line. Unlikely invest more at higher prices emo. Only if they dump it.